everyone! Hello, 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 people of the stream! I've missed y'all. I'm back. Did you miss me? Be honest. It's okay to say you didn't. Let's see. I saw Molly was over on YouTube, though she said she wasn't sure she'd be awake by the time I actually got on screen, so I don't know. And I see Miss Sophia is on Twitch, and Miss Anita is also on Twitch. Hello, ladies. Hello, hello. Sophia says, I'm okay, got the last pieces for my bookshelves and busy organizing books properly. I cannot wait to see. I cannot wait to see. Sophia says, I missed you. I know I missed you guys too so much. How did Celta go? It went well. It was hard. Like, when they said intensive, I was like, I've gone to grad school multiple times. How intensive could it be? Yeah, I was so naive. I was so naive. It was really hard, particularly the first 2 weeks, because they were throwing a lot of information at you. Like, we taught on day 2. We started, and then the next day we taught. So, yeah, it was very intensive. Past Vanessa was so incredibly naive. So yeah, but it went really well. I passed. I don't know. There are 3 levels of passing. There's the regular pass, and most people have that. Most people get the regular pass. And then there's Pass B and Pass A, obviously, hierarchical there. And I have been led to believe by one of my tutors that I passed. I got either an A or a B. I don't know which one I got. So I'm still waiting. We're supposed to get our results, like our actual final assessment grade, whatever you want to call it, this week before tomorrow is kind of what he said. He said by Thursday. And so I've just been like obsessively checking my email because I want to know how I passed, because I did really well. Oh, already?
If Stuart just subscribed with Prime. Thank
Yay.
you. Sparkling heart emoji.
Sparkling heart emoji. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, thank you. So it was really, really hard. Oh, I'm getting, it makes noises and I don't always know what the noises are. So, yay. Whatever it was. So thank you for the good jobs. Hattie, of course I missed you. Of course I missed you. Oh, you were quoting me. I was very confused. But you and I have seen each other multiple times, even because I was still, for those who don't know, I was still hosting the Sunday night discussions. So some people got to see me once a week. So Emily says, "Welcome back." And yeah, I miss being able to put these on in the background while working. Well, I am back. I have returned. I will show you guys something, though. So, in the 3rd week, I think it was the 3rd week. No, it was actually the last week. So, I have to share some bad news. On Tuesday last week, we had to put old lady cat to sleep. That morning, Monday morning, I noticed that her back paws were really, really swollen. It looked like fluid retention, right? Like they were huge. They were bigger than basement cat's paws. They were humongous. So hubby took her to the vet that afternoon, and she was in heart failure. And the vet said hours, maybe days, definitely not weeks. So we made arrangements to we use a pet euthanasia company. We did it for Pixie, we did it for Rafe, we did it for my mom's dog. They're really wonderful, and they come to your house, so you don't have to take the animal to a vet where it's noisy and lots of weird smells and very stressful. So we made arrangements, but they weren't able to come. Like I wanted them to come after 3 o'clock because I was supposed to teach on Tuesday. And it just so happens they couldn't, and they came literally the lunchtime between our planning session in the morning and our teaching in the afternoon. And so, so my tutor, our CELTA tutor, was like, we have time in the schedule to rearrange, because it was the last week and there was extra time on Friday because I was the only one who was supposed to be teaching on Friday. And so she said, we can do some rearranging and you could teach on Thursday and then also on Friday. And I was like, no, I can do it. I couldn't do it. I realized before, and we only had we had 2 students that day, and one of them was going to have to leave before it was my turn to teach. And so she was like, it's okay. And I was like, all right, let's reschedule. So I taught on Tuesday, and on Thursday instead. And I was really glad I did, because I fucking knocked it out of the park. And it was a really, really good class. And it wouldn't have been a good class if I'd have tried to do it on Tuesday. So last week was a rough week. So anyway, earlier in the week, hubby had gone to the grocery store, and I'd asked him to get me some Raisinets. So he got me some Raisinets. He had brought a box of Raisinets, and so I had Raisinets. So on Thursday, after I taught, I went downstairs to his office, and I was telling him, I was like, I did really well, this, and this. And he goes, oh, okay, in that case, I was saving this for good news. And he goes into his drawer, and he turns around, and it's another box of Raisinets. And I'm like, yes, more Raisinets. Huzzah! Right? Who doesn't want more Raisinets? I mean, maybe some people, but I'll take the Raisinets. It's fine. So on Friday, I had to teach. I was like there, and the guy who rescheduled himself so that I could teach on Thursday, because he was supposed to teach on Thursday. He and I were the only 2 left in the entire program that still had to teach. So we both taught on Friday. And I did even better on Friday than I did on Thursday. I was really pleased with myself, because I'd had a crash and burn class the week before or something. I don't remember. Prior to that, I'd had just a crash and burn. I mean, it wasn't awful, but it was it was a crash and burn class. So anyway, we do all that. We have our final goodbyes, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so, they let us know that nobody in the session failed. Everybody passed. And so it's like, yay, now I just have to wait for the paperwork to come in. And so I went downstairs to tell hubby, and he was like, stand right there. And I was like, all right. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting more Raisinets. I was very excited for Raisinets. And so he turns around, goes into his drawer, and he comes out with this little cardboard box, right, with styrofoam, a box that, something's been shipped in, just little. I'm like, okay. So I open it and I take apart the styrofoam, and this, let me see if I can make myself, do I have a thing where I can make myself bigger here? I don't think I have a thing that I can make myself bigger here. So I'll just, you know what I'll do? I'll just make the camera bigger. Hang on one second. No, I'm going to switch over to here. Let me try this. And then I'll make it bigger here. Let me see if I can do that. Hang on. So I can show you. No, that's not the right one. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to make myself bigger so you can see. All right, let me just move this guy out of... There we go. All right. Check it out, y'all. Yor did it. Look, Yor did it. It made me laugh so hard. So hard it made me laugh. So it made me happy. And I was like, I did it. I did it. So that's my cute little trophy. And he said, and he even goes, because you have done so well, I bequeath upon you this trophy. And then I opened it and it was, Yor did it. So anyway. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God, what the heck? I literally saw an ad for that exact pin on TikTok. Well, mine's a trophy. It's hilarious. Anyway, it made me laugh. Let's see. Spicy Simpe. Hey, Spicy. It's good to see you. Hubster, Molly, right? Other Molly? Spicy Molly. Hubster was gone for a week and brought me Raisinets before he left. See, we have good husbands. Ariel's here over on Twitch. Hi, Ariel. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Spicy Molly. See, I remembered. I am very impressed with myself that I remembered. So anyway, that made me happy. And now I'm just waiting for the actual results to come in, you know, like to find out what my pass was and to actually have the paper. Because I'm going to be looking at doing some online teaching, English teaching. So for those who don't know, the whole reason I was gone all of July was I was doing the CELTA certification, which is a high level teaching English as a second language certification. And so I'm going to be doing a little, because I'm trying to set things up for when we move to Europe. So I am employable there. I mean, I'll have the right to work, but, you know, until I figure out what the writing community is like there. So anyway, ink enabler. Yes. Sophia says this Sunday I did a new thing. We had to send one of our patients to the hospital because he was having trouble breathing, and I was picked to go with him. He has dementia, so being in an emergency room for several hours without someone he knows is not ideal. Understood entirely. It took forever, of course, but it's always good to learn new routines. Yay! New experiences, new skills that you bring to the table. That's what this is all about, right? Excellent. Emily says, love that. So clever. Yeah, he's a big old dork. Amelia! Good morning, Amelia. Amelia has joined us on the tubes. Hi, Amelia. How you doing? How's it going? What's going on? How did your date go? I mean, it's always hard to ask about like how a date was, particularly if you're dating, you know, cis het men. Because, you know, the chances of it going really well are pretty slim. So, how'd the date go, Amelia? All right. What's everybody working on today, too? I am so behind. My brain has not wanted to get into gear. It really hasn't. I was late on one of my bills because I didn't pay my bills on Friday. I kind of did a little bit, but I mean, Friday was still technically a school day, but I was going to do it over the weekend, and then I started it, and I did a couple, and then I didn't do all of them, and then I just kept putting it off, and then I got, like, hit with a late fee, and I was like, I should pay my bills then. So I paid my bills this morning, paid all of them, even called my mortgage company, because I have an escrow check that a refund from, we switched homeowners insurance, and so they refund your money, but they refund it to you, so I have to send it to the mortgage company to replenish my escrow account. So I called them to see how to do that. Turns out that was a wasted 10 minutes because I already knew how to do that. I just thought maybe there was a more efficient way, but there wasn't. So, oh no, Amelia. Well, if you were dumped yesterday, then you know what? Good. Because he was not your guy anyway. So, I mean, it sucks being dumped. 100%. Sucks being dumped. But rather it happen now than like 6 months down the road. You know what I mean? Or a year down the road. So, yeah. I would rather them self-select out. So, but big ol' hearts to you, Amelia. You're always welcome with us. We will always love you. So, Anita's working on odds and ends and playing catch up from yesterday when I was ill. Oh, I hope you're feeling better. Are you feeling better? Was it just like a bug or what? Yeah, so I haven't scheduled social media, so that's going to take probably 2 sprints because I also have to schedule all the check-in, you know, the accountability posts. That's the word. The accountability posts for for TWT. So I've got to do those and the regular social media scheduling because again, didn't do it Friday, didn't do it over the weekend, didn't do it Monday or Tuesday because my brain is like, fuck you, you made me work really hard last month. So, Let's see. Hattie wants to write now versus I want to write because I need to, but I don't know what project to start on. Why don't you try something new? Or something small? Work on a short story. Do something quick. Work on a flash. I like doing that sometimes because it gives me a hit of dopamine, you know, because it's like, oh, I finished a thing. So, Emily says, currently doing a mix of work, chores, and trying to figure out Dragon Con parking. Good luck, my friend. A lot of people, some people park over by Grady, the hospital, and then either Uber or MARTA in. Some people will park at MARTA. They'll drop their stuff off at the hotel, then park at MARTA and ride MARTA back in. One of the, enclosed, like the parking garage places, not just like a parking lot in the middle of downtown Atlanta, like one of the ones that isn't going to get your window smashed in. Let's see, where else? Yeah, so. I mean, another option is just to go dump your stuff off, park your car at home, then Uber to a MARTA, and then your car is safe. Let's see, let me scroll back. Amelia says, all of the sprint is probably going to be catching up on the day job, but maybe a little writing if I get caught up. You wrote writing, but I assume you meant writing, or are you riding? Did you get a motorcycle or a horse? Anita said, I had a bout of extreme vertigo and ended up in the ER. Better today, but still not great. Did they figure out why? Did they figure out what happened? Maybe you've got an inner ear infection? I mean, that'll give you vertigo real bad. Ugh, make you vomit. Oh my gosh, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm sorry you're not 100%. I hope that they are trying to figure out what happened. Sophia says, I am on a writing hiatus and playing Sims 2 instead. I think that's it. I mean, you're still storytelling. Sims is all about storytelling, so it counts. Ariel says, I'm working from home for the day, which is why I'm able to join the stream. Yay! I should be happy because it's almost Dragon Con, but feeling bummed out about work and what to do about my back pain. Yeah. Maybe being here will inspire me to work on something that brings joy. I hope so. I hope so. And again, I'm sorry. That back thing should have been resolved a long time ago, and I'm sorry it hasn't. Ugh. Ah, Judy's here. Judy Blackcloud, my friend. Hello, hello. Welcome in. How are you today? Let's see. Amelia says, voice to text sucks, and I'm on my phone. I know, but I still wanted to make fun because that's what I do. Phantom has joined us. Hi, Phantom. How are you? What's going on? How you been? Long time no see. Hattie says, not great at shorts and never tried Flash. Try it. My mom used to write across the top of my school short stories with red pen pencil. This is not a short story. It's an episode. I mean, valid. But it's always fun, too, to try to stretch your wings. You know what I mean? Like, do something different. You can do it. You just haven't figured out how yet. That's all. I am a firm believer that every writer, like every fiction writer, can write every fiction length. They just haven't figured out how yet. Now, some writers don't want to, and that is obviously perfectly fine, but they can. They just haven't figured it out yet. It's just a puzzle. That's all. So, I actually found that I really enjoy writing Flash. I really enjoy writing very short. Because it's less to keep up with. You don't get bogged down. You can't really get distracted from what you're doing because you only have one thing to do in something short. You can't have subplots and, support characters going off on their own and doing other things in the story, right? There's no way to do that. So it's also very good at keeping me focused on one thing, or two things tops, depending on how long it is. So yeah. Let's see. Anita says, know why, but they suggested physiotherapy. They gave me good meds, though. Good meds, man. Whew, can't say enough about good meds. So, that's so weird that, they just they didn't even give you any ideas. That's a shame. That's a shame. Physiotherapy for your vertigo. Like, my first thing would be to like send you to an ear doctor. You know what I mean? Or an eye doctor. Eye doctors too. If your eyes are doing weird things, it can throw you into vertigo. My mom had that problem. Okay, Sophia says it is a lot about storytelling, talking about The Sims. Yes, I'm doing an almost historical neighborhood and I'm having a ridiculous amount of fun. But I will write this week. Just not yet. I like how you're holding yourself at bay. Let's see. Phantom says, I have finally stumbled my way back here. Well, there was no here to stumble into for the last month. This is the first time I've streamed since the beginning of July because I was in a very intensive course for the entire month and I had no time to stream. So, but welcome back. Last few weeks have been quite awful. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry they've been awful. Oh, I'm sorry. But hopefully they're better. Judy says, screaming in excitement because I can now announce I worked on the Dungeon Crawler Carl tabletop game. You did not. You lying liar. Yay, that's amazing. That's amazing. They're playing that at DragonCon, right? Or is that what they're playing for or are they just playing regular D&D? Oh my god, that's so exciting. Yay! You better post in the group. You better, and details, like what you did, how you did it, how much fun it was. You better quit holding out. I mean, I understand having to hold out for legal reasons, but if that's gone, I want the details. So you better post. Congratulations, Judy. That's amazing. Hattie says, oof, I can't keep any story short. Yes, you can. That's part of the problem. You keep thinking you can't. The more you think you can't, the less you'll be able to. So, it's just a skill like every other kind of writing. You can do it. You just haven't figured it out yet. So, and you keep giving yourself the excuse that you can't, which of course you won't. So, and not to say you absolutely should. I mean, obviously you do what you need to do, but it's a good exercise, because you have to be much more concise. You don't have as much free range time. You have to limit your scope. You have to. And, it's easy to not. It's easy to just like, write whatever. But like when you have a very specific thing you're trying to get to, you don't have time. You can't do that. And it's a really good exercise in writing concise anyway, which helps with the novel writing as well. Anyway, just my words. Take them, leave them, whatever you want. I'm not your mom. You ain't got to listen to me. Anita says they manipulate the head and realign the inner ear. Okay. All right. I have never heard of that, but yay. Okay. I'm assuming you're going to try that. So I hope that works. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Judy's doing the dance. That's so cool. Dungeon Crawler Carl. Y'all, did you hear that? Our very own Judy worked on the Dungeon Crawler Carl RPG. That's amazing. Phantom says, weeks have been somewhat okay dealing with a breakup after 6.5 years. Oh, I'm sorry. That's so hard. That's always hard. Whether you're the one being broken up with or you're doing the breaking up, it's hard all the way around. I'm so sorry. Writing stuff has been quite a nice distraction again. Good. 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 I'm glad for that. All right. So I am going to work on social media scheduling, which I have to do again in 2 days. So maybe I'll just schedule past and then I won't have to do it on Friday. We'll see. I don't know. So I'm going to do social media scheduling this sprint and probably next sprint. At some point I'm going to need to get something to eat, but I'm okay right now. All right, shall we get into it, my friends, whom I have missed dearly? Okay, I have 20 minutes on the clock. Let's get into it, y'all. Here we go. That's the first sprint. I feel so productive. I got all of the accountability posts scheduled, the like service post Saturday or whatever it is, and then the book promo Sunday. I got that scheduled for August. So yeah. So now I just have to do the regular social media scheduling, which hopefully I'll be able to get done in the next 20 minutes. How did everybody else do? How'd you guys do? Oh, excuse me. Anybody? Anybody? Y'all here? There was literally no chat going on during that sprint, so I'm expecting that everyone got a lot done. Nothing? Am I not connected anymore? Am I streaming? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Should we just get started with the next sprint? It is so rare that no one responds to me. Ah, there's Ariel. Phew, thank you, Ariel. Ariel did nothing. That's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you've got to do nothing, especially when you're dealing with chronic pain, right? That's so just exhausting. So it's okay that you did nothing. I hope you rested. Anita got her book price changed for the book fair. Yay! What are the dates of the book fair? Is this one of Courtney's? Is this the sci-fi or the fantasy book fair thing? I don't know. Oh, I haven't been paying attention, clearly. So, I'm tired, y'all. My brain is like, why are you making me work again? What the hell? But I will say, taking that course was really cool because I really enjoy learning, right? But most of the time as an adult, unless it's like with work or whatever, but like for me, like learning is very self-paced, which when you're going through struggles and you have problems with motivation for whatever reason, it makes it hard to effectively learn anything. And so, like, I didn't have a choice as to, when I did stuff, I had to teach on the days I had to teach, and I had to be ready with my lesson plan. And in order to do my lesson plan, or in order to do my slides, I had to do my lesson plan. In order to do my lesson plan, I had to do my language analysis. And like, there were a lot of pieces. And so it made me feel smart again. Not that I don't think I'm smart, but like, it made me have to really stretch my brain, which was nice, Anita says, yes, it's Courtney's Stuff Your Kindle event that starts on the 7th. Oh, there's so many of those this month. Luckily I don't have a Kindle to stuff, so like I need more books. Hattie says, I hear you. I still couldn't decide, so I read on the next book in the series. I mean, that was on your to-do list, so you're getting something done. Amelia's like, hello, I'm here, I'm right here. Amelia got 1 ticket done for work. Yes, good job, good job. So this next sprint, I am going to work on scheduling the rest of the social media because there have been no social media posts for the last week. 2 weeks maybe? I don't know. I just lost track. So I'm going to be scheduling those. So once I get that done, though, I'm going to have lunch because I'm actually getting quite hungry. I had some yogurt this morning with some granola, but that was it. And, that's not much. So, all right. Shall we get back into it, y'all? Shall we get more done? Let us do the things. Here we go. 20 minutes. got sidetracked because basement cat is up here, and I had banished him to downstairs because we keep the guest bedroom door closed, and he keeps clawing at the carpet, which he's already ruined the carpet in the basement around the door to the upstairs and the back sliding glass door. So, hang on. Get out. Go, 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 go. Okay, sorry about that. It's making me crazy, y'all. So my hubby must have let him back upstairs without giving me a heads up. So, all right, let's see what everybody did. So I got my social media scheduling done for the rest of this week and part of next week. And since Friday is my usual social media scheduling day, I'll do the rest of next week tomorrow or Friday. And I'm also trying to get a little bit of ahead because Dragon Con is at the beginning of September. So obviously I'm not going to be around to do my social media scheduling then. So I'm going to try to get a little bit ahead. So let's see how everybody else did. Sophia says, for me, the issue with organizing my bookshelf is that I read so very little contemporary non-genre fiction. Oh, it scrolled. Hang on. My collection of books can be divided thusly. You get points for using thusly. Nonfiction, classics, sci-fi, fantasy, and horror, and just fiction. And I don't want my just fiction to take a lot of place, or rather a prominent place. But as it is, it always gets placed last because I care about it the least. So because of where my bookcases are compared to the entrance of my room, they're the first books people see. So I end up in conversations about my books that are more like, yes, that's the Eric Idle from Monty Python, instead of, why do you have so many editions of Hamlet? Book owner problems. Emily says, I'm excited. I just got my Multiverse Con ticket. Yay! Congratulations. You're going to like it. It's so much fun. Hattie says, woohoo! Anita puttered around with odds and ends. Ariel did a little work and reached out to a doctor to get a second opinion. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Never hurts to have a second opinion. Oh, okay, we get a little break, which is good because I gotta pee. And I mentioned I need to get something for lunch. So I have leftover from last night. Hubby made these smushed chicken meatball things on a bun, and I couldn't, obviously, like, I only had a half anyway, but I couldn't eat it all because there was a lot of bread. So I'm gonna heat that up a little bit. It's got maybe 6 or 7 bites left, so that'll be perfect for lunch. Hattie says, apparently I'd read further in the series than I thought because I remember bits and pieces of the next 2 books. 3 left after the current read. But still, you're only remembering bits and pieces, so it's almost like it's brand new. So, Sophia says, for the record, I have 4 editions of Hamlet because reasons. I mean, why wouldn't you? Now, I'm not a huge Shakespeare fan, particularly reading it, because, you know, Shakespeare was never meant to be read. But I do have, like, the full works somewhere in a box somewhere in my house. So yeah, I think I do. I don't know. I might have given it away. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I never read it. It was my husband's, so I might have given it away. Yeah, I don't remember. Ariel says it's technically a third opinion since the first and second opinions are at odds. All right. Yeah, that's a problem. That's for sure a problem. Sophia says, I have an illustrated Hamlet, a cheap translated Hamlet, a thick academic annotated Hamlet, and a Hamlet that's in a very pretty omnibus of all Shakespeare. I also have an omnibus, or had, maybe, I don't know. At some point I had it. I don't know if I still do. Most of these versions I have because of classes I've taken. That makes sense. Alicia! Welcome in. Alicia says, I've been here the whole time, but my computer was being wonky. But hi, hello, welcome back. Missed you. Getting lunch and trying to survive the day. I feel that deep in my heart. Deep in my heart, Alicia. Welcome in officially. Glad to see you. All right. Shall we take a little breaky break? So, we get about 5 minutes. If you need something to eat, something to drink, use the facilities. This is the time we set aside to do it. Also, if you've been sitting down this whole time, get up, move your body around. I promise you will thank me when you, well, you might not thank me personally, but you'll be happy you did it when you get older. So, also, first reminder, if you haven't taken your meds yet, and you should have taken your meds by now, take your meds. I've been bad at my afternoon vitamins all this last week. Weirdly enough, I wasn't bad at them during July. I don't know what. I don't know. Anyway, so definitely take your meds. I'm going to be right back. Y'all be right back. Sophia says, anyway, my point is, I'm still not happy with how my books are organized. Well, you can change them. And Alicia says, but on the bright side, we are done building and painting bookcases. Yay! Congratulations. It's awesome. Yes. Yes. Good job. Good job. All right. I'm going to go pee, get some food. We'll meet back here in 5. Yeah? Okay. Be right back. Got about 30 seconds left on the break. There's my lunch. Looks very messy because it is very messy right now because I just dumped it out of the container, out of the thing. So, but I am hungry. And then maybe I'll have a couple pretzels. And then maybe some Raisinets for dessert because I got me another box of Raisinets when he was at the store yesterday. All right. Ariel says, hang on. Not sure if you have the answer to this, but do you know when multiverse volunteer emails start going out? Like if you've been selected or not. Honey, if you've applied, you've been selected. Every con is like that. If you've applied, you've been selected. So I think the emails probably go out a lot closer to cons. So maybe toward the end of next month, or early October. So yeah, no, if you applied, don't worry about it. You're gonna, that's not a thing. So yeah. And it's like that pretty much with any con. If you're willing to come in and do work, you are welcome. I can't think of a con, like the only reason somebody would say no is if the person is a problem, right? I can't imagine a convention, you know, turning people away from volunteering. That would be hilarious. But, you know, lucky them, I guess. So, all right. So for this sprint, I'm going to go off camera because y'all don't need to see me eating. And then I need to figure out what the fuck else I'm going to do. Like, I don't know. I'm just scattered everywhere. So I need to work on multiverse stuff. I need to work on some Dragon Con stuff. I'll probably do the Dragon Con stuff first though, because that's sooner. So yeah, let's see. I hope they turn away Neil Gaiman at least. Well, I mean, that's not the same as what Ariel's talking about. You know, Neil Gaiman would not be applying to volunteer at a convention. He would be being invited as a guest. So that would be a whole different thing. We are not going to be inviting Neil Gaiman to Multiverse. I can assure you of that. So yeah. Also, no J.K. Rowling. But we do have Martha Wells. I almost said Martha Stewart, y'all. We do not have. I wouldn't invite Martha Stewart either. We do have Martha Wells. I'm very excited about that. No, I don't think he would. Ariel lost us to ads. Which one is the one Martha Wells will be at? Multiverse, the one in October. Yeah. I don't think she's going to be at Dragon Con, but we got a lot of big names at Dragon Con. We've got Neil Clark, who runs Clark's World. So for those who are writerly inclined and going to Dragon Con, Neil Clark, if you do short stories, are interested in short stories, are interested in getting short stories published, Neil Clark will be there. Welcome back, Ariel. You know, if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you can get rid of the ads. I'm just saying. Let me see if I can pull that little thing up. Oops, that's wrong. Let's see. There we go. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sophia says, tell her I'm doing my best to make sure new fans in Sweden aren't misgendering Murderbot. I will tell her that. So, I absolutely will. So, all right. Shall we get into the next sprint? I'm going to get it because this smells really good and I want to put it in my face. So I'm going to go off camera, like I said, so you don't have to see that. And also as a heads up, even though the sky is blue right now, there is thunder going on somewhere over there. So I can hear it. So I don't think it'll mess up any of my internet or my power. We switched over to AT&T fiber, although it hasn't been buried yet. So hopefully, you know, the stream will be a little faster. But yeah, our electric company is really good. We very rarely lose power, and when we do, it's usually for moments. So, but if I disappear, it's probably because of that. And if I can't get back on right away, I will use my data to post on the group and in the Discord to let y'all know. All right, here we go. 20 minutes. Let's get started. Huzzah! All right, that's the end of that sprint. How did you do? Excuse me, that's how I did. I ate my lunch. I think my thing is a little too high. There we go. Keeps lopping off the top of my head. So, yes, Molly, I am certifiable officially. Well, not officially because I don't actually have the documents, but I have been verbally assured that I am certifiable. So, thank you for noticing. All right. Y'all remember how I said the sky was blue, but there were clouds over there? Well, the clouds are here now because it's gray outside. And it just started raining. And there's thunder. So you may hear the thunder while the mic is live because I think it's going to get loud. All right. Anita says, watched a watercolor painting tutorial. I love that. I love that. Sophia says, oh my God, I thought that sound came from my game. And I was like, what the hell is that sound? I do that with my computer all the time. Like, I have so many programs running, I'll hear, and most of the sounds I know, but I'll hear this sound, I'll be like, I don't know what that's from. So then I have to systematically go through all of my open programs, and I don't even always find where the sound came from. So I understand that completely. Sophia says, I've been playing this game for 20 years. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak you out. I mean, I'm okay with having freaked you out, though. I'm okay with it. Alicia says, it is getting ready to rain here. Pull the cat in, move some boxes, not a lot yet, into the library. I need to move one more bookcase in. Yes. Yes. Move that in because you don't want the moisture from the rain because I'm assuming it's in your garage. Yeah. So, yep, it's coming down out there. And it's windy. So the rain is like moving in sheets. So, Emily said, side note, the stream quality has been great today. Seems like the new fiber is doing its job. Huzzah. Good. Good. I actually got it for $20 cheaper than we were paying Comcast. Well, 25 actually, because we originally got because I play rotating service providers with my internet. So I was I bounced between Comcast and AT&T. Because those are really the only things that are available here. So Comcast, we had it for $40 a month for like 2 years, and then it went up to 65 this year. So we've been paying 65. Well, then we had one of the door-to-door AT&T salespeople, and she was like, I can get it to you for 40, and it's faster. And I was like, all right. And she was really cool. She was a black woman, and she was like, you know what she did? She immediately started referring to us as lovely. You know, hey, lovely. I do that. And so like, she and I were just like so in tune. So we were like, all right, if I'm gonna buy from a salesperson, it's gonna be her. So yeah. So they switched us over last weekend, and it seems to be working okay. We haven't had any problems, but it's only been the first week, so we'll see how it goes. Alicia says, I can't move it by myself, let alone with help. They are heavy. You mean you have to, you need more help. You need more help than just you and one other person. Yeah, 'cause you're just little. My husband and his father will move them. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure they're very heavy because you made them out of real wood. So, yes. But that's so awesome. How many did you do? Like 6? So, Christina! Hi, Christina. Christina is here over on YouTube. Hello. Hi, Mama. How are you doing? I missed you on Kelly and Alicia's stream. I didn't see you, but I'm glad you're here. So I have scheduled my streams for this month. So I'm back. Yeah. Yes. Alicia says they are made of real wood, which is why they are so freaking heavy, but also why they're awesome. I think that's great. 6 bookcases. Whoo. And it's not like the price of wood is super cheap these days either. So, and And I ended up with 4 fairy doors. I have to go look at the pictures. I haven't been in Discord in a couple weeks. I know I've got a bunch of messages in Discord, but I just haven't had the mental bandwidth for it. I'm getting inundated by emails and I just couldn't handle the extra. But I do need to get over there and have a look. Christina woke up late and not feeling well. Oh no. But wanted to pop in and say hi and show some love. Thank you. And let you know I got all your streams on the Bible. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I missed everybody while I was gone last month. I would occasionally pop into like Pirates or pop into somebody's stream and be like, I can't stay. I've got so much to do, but I'm thinking of you. Yes, and Christina says, remember to hydrate. Feed thyself, save progress, laundry, take meds. Oh my god, laundry. Take meds, stretch, and show some love to the like button. Yes. Make sure you sub and ring that bell so you hopefully get notified. Thank you, Christina, for that. Obviously, people on Twitch, you don't have to do that. You just have to follow, but you're already following, so you know, that's YouTube instructions. Although, the hydrate, feed thyself, save progress, laundry, med, stretch, those all apply. So, all right. Well, we are getting into our 4th sprint. I ate my lunch. I also had some graham crackers with chocolate. Almost a s'more, but not quite. And the last 5 minutes or so, I'm working on a project in Excel. Well, not Excel, Google Sheets. And so I was working a little bit on that in those last 5 minutes. So what I have to do next is... What do I have to do next? Didn't I say I was going to work on DragonCon? What do I need to work on DragonCon? Oh, I need to work on volunteer stuff for DragonCon. Because we have a new volunteer, so I need to add him to the little list I keep. I need to also create... I've got some moderation opportunities that I asked people if they wanted to jump into, so I need to put those down. I need to make... I don't necessarily need to do this now, but it might be worthwhile to do it now. I need to make the printed schedule, the spreadsheet that I make for to have at the table in the writer's track room, because then I can also put the mods on there. So yeah, I'm gonna start tackling DragonCon stuff, and then I'll do multiverse stuff a little bit later. I've got a meeting with one of my directors because, again, I haven't been responding to messages at all. Like, only some messages that seem like I must respond. Or if I've asked somebody something and they're replying to me. So, like, I've got a bunch of Facebook messages I haven't. And hers was one of them. And so I should probably go look at that at some point, because she scheduled a meeting with me at 4. Because I have a link that people can take to schedule meetings with me. So, via Zoom. So, all right. I am going to jump into the DragonCon stuff and see if I can figure out what the fuck I need to do. Y'all gonna keep on keeping on? Shall we get started? 20 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Okay, how did everybody do? How did you do? So, I organized, I did what I said I was going to do. I'm not even going to get into the details of what I did because it doesn't matter. But I did, I am working on what I said I was going to work on. It's going to take me a little while to finish it up, but I am working on it. This is probably my most productive day this week. Sophia's game crashed. And I don't know when I saved last. See, Christina reminded you to save. She reminded you. You didn't listen. Now you know. Molly says short version. The short version is basically what I have to do is assign some of my volunteers to be moderators on some of my panels. And I had sent an email out about them, and some people had volunteered to do different ones, and I hadn't looked at it since I sent it out. So I was sorting who wanted to do what, and some of the moderator spots I actually assigned to guests of DragonCon that I trust to moderate. So I was figuring out what I still had open and what I still needed and who had, and I realized that there was one panel that I didn't realize didn't have a moderator. So I have that now. So Molly is reading a kid's book for a readathon. I love that. I would ask what kid's book it is, but I probably don't know it. I mean, you're welcome to share, but I probably don't know it. So, but I feel like that was very productive. But you know, it's time for a break. I'm pretty sure it's break time. Hattie finished another chapter. We'll wash some dishes when we're done with the stream. That sounds like a good plan. Good plan, Hattie. Anita did some stretching. Good idea. And read a message from another artist trying to solicit business. I wish they'd stop it. Yeah. That's not how you do it at all. Molly said, it's a fantasy within, I can't say that word. I've never been able to say that word. Axolotl? Is that it? Axolotl? All those L's and T's together freak me out. So, but yay, they're cool. So yeah, that's fun. I like it. I like it. What's the age range that it's targeted at? Sorry, y'all. I'm still tired. I still have a stack of receipts from the workshop I went to in Pennsylvania in June that I still haven't put into my accounting system because I got home from that, had to do a bunch of things before my CELTA started, and then my CELTA started, and that was it. And now I'm behind on a bunch of things because I didn't do anything in July. So, yeah. Molly says, I think that's correct. I mean, I don't know who's going to tell me it's not. I'll just say it how I want to say it. You're not the boss of me. Okay. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. If you need something to eat, something to drink, if you also need to use the restroom, we set this time aside for that. I'm also going to, I think, top off my tea because I'm down to half a cup and I'm about to take some of my afternoon vitamins. So if you haven't taken your meds yet, and you should have taken your meds by now, take your damn meds. Oh. I told y'all I'm having trouble getting my afternoon meds in. So I've taken some of them at least. Asaulotl. Asaulotl? Asholotl. Asholotl. That's not how it looks at all. The X is a sh sound? Okay. Asholotl. And asholotl. Asholotl. Well, that second is a bit easier to say. Amen. So one of the things I did during CELTA was like work with the phonomic alphabet and like do pronunciations and word stress and sentence stress and stuff. So it's just like in my head, I'm like, which symbols would that be? I did not memorize the phonemic script, so don't be impressed, but it was actually kind of cool. Um, Alicia says, it is storming so bad here, lights flickered twice. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's storming here. It's been thundering overhead this entire time. Yeah, definitely be safe. I agree with Molly. It's, oof, yeah, that's scary. Especially in Florida. So, Hattie says X is another of those odd letters that says something else in Spanish. Okay, gotcha. I mean, that's like in Italian. We were talking about this in Kelly and Alicia's stream. CH in Italian is like CHE is pronounced K. K. And CI or CE is pronounced ch or che. So, like, yeah, it's backwards from the way we think about it in English. So, yeah. Alicia says, I'm not going anywhere today, so I'm good. Amen, sister. I still haven't left my house since the middle of July. I just hope the power doesn't go out. Yeah, that's rough when that happens. All right, we're going to take a little break. Let me put 5 minutes on the clock. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then get some more tea, so I should be back hopefully before, time runs out. So if y'all need to do all those things, any of those things, take the time to do it, and then we'll meet right back here. Okay? Be right back. Well, that was good timing. All right. Well, let's see. Alicia says, I would like to finish getting caught up on for Crooked Kingdom. I haven't even broken it open. It's still sitting on my shelf. Because I bought it when I bought the first one because they were like $7 a piece. So I bought them both. But yeah. So mine is still sitting on a bookshelf. I haven't even thought about breaking it open. My reading is going to be on hold probably for a week or two while I get my shit together. I don't know. I'm waiting on Murderbot, one of the Murderbot books. So if that one comes in, I might, because that's short, right? Anyway. Sophia says, fun story. Faccio in Italian means the same as faccio in Latin. But in Latin, it is said with a hard K sound, so it sounds like fuck you. Yes, and it means the same because it is from Latin. So the weird thing about Italian is that it derives from a few different languages, and how that word works depends on which language it's derived from, which is very annoying for someone learning because, like, I took Latin. I took 2 years of Latin, so I can generally recognize Latin root words, but, like, how do I know? How do I know? So yeah, anyway. It's short unless it's Network Effect, which is Murderbot 5. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's 4. Let me look. Yeah, it's Exit Strategy. So I guess that's 4. Is that 4? Let me look. I think that's 4. Doesn't actually, they're no longer numbered or whatever. Because now it just says the Murderbot Diaries. It doesn't actually say on there, but I think that's 4. So, yeah. Did I cry at the end of Murderbot 3? I don't remember. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't fucking remember. I don't even remember it at all. Because, I can't remember. Because, like I said, like, my brain has just been so focused on the Celta stuff. Speaking of which, we had, Scandinavian, but, we had one of my students in the first half of the thing. She was Ukrainian, and she had fled with her husband. They had, anyway, they ended up in Norway, and so she's been living in Norway for like the last 3 or 4 years. And so, I had a lot of Ukrainians in different places, some of them still in Ukraine. So, anyway, it made me think of you. Obviously, you're not in Norway. There was something else about Sweden, though, and I don't remember. I ran across something, and I was like, oh, I have to remember to mention that to Sophia, but I don't fucking remember what it was. I'll have to think about it. So, anyway, let's see. Molly says flashlights are your friend, Alicia. Yes, exit strategy is 4. And Alicia's like, yeah, I have lanterns, actually. She's like, I live in hurricane country. We don't fuck around with flashlights. Sophia says, I am admittedly very close to Norway, and my accent sounds like Norwegian to some Swedes. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, she lives in a small town in, I think, like, kind of western, kind of a little northwestern, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly where. But she was super cool. She was a chemistry bio teacher that eventually ended up being a school principal. And then obviously she's retired now because she can't really work. So, but she wants to go back to work. And part of why she was learning English was to be able to do that. Hattie says, and me, I'm trying to learn Swedish. Did I know that? Did I know that and forget? Maybe that was what I wanted to tell Sophia. Alicia says, exactly. We do not FAFO here. That's right. You You don't fuck around with Mother Nature, man. You just don't. So, all right. You should be talking to Sophia, Hattie. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get going. We should be able to do 2 more sprints before the end of the stream. We'll run a little bit late today, but like I said, I've got a 4 o'clock meeting, so I want some time between this and that. Hattie told us that during a Zoom call. See, I don't remember anything. That's my problem. This is why I don't remember if I cried at the end of Murderbot. I probably didn't cry. I probably had some feels, but I probably didn't cry. It takes a lot to get me to cry. No, it doesn't. That's a lie. It takes certain things to get me to cry at books. Certain things. So, all right. Let's get into it. 20 minutes. Yeah, we've talked about it before. See? I'm just going to start the timer now. Okay, here we go. Okay, that was the end of that sprint. I've kind of finished organizing that piece a little bit, and I've written the email. All I have to do is reread it, make sure there's no typos or anything like that. And then that will go out to my volunteer group. I've added a note that I need to revise my moderator helpful guidelines thing. I just need to do a little change, do a few changes to it to adapt it to DragonCon. So yeah, I have one that's standard that I use. So I just adapt it to whatever con I'm going to or I'm organizing at the time. Anita did more odds and ends and checking notifications. All right, good for you. I am very squarely avoiding all of my notifications. I have so many Facebook messages, I cannot even tell you. So I'm just like, la 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 la. I'll get to them, but probably not today. Molly said, thanks for the sprints. It's so good to have you back. Well, we're going to do one more sprint, but yay, I'm glad to be back, Molly. I cannot tell you. I missed you guys. So, yay, thank you. So, all right. What else? Yeah, that's really it. Anybody else want to check in before we start the final sprint? I'm probably not gonna. I'm Twitch folks. I'm not gonna raid today because again, my first day back. I'm still readjusting. Oh, and I still have a ton to do. So maybe tomorrow we'll raid somebody. Alicia did absolutely nothing. But I think I'm going to try and move some books into the library in the next sprint. I think that's a good plan. I always find that part fun. Moving them back in. Like, oh, this can go here, and this can go here, and this can go here. So, because, you know, before too long, it ends up looking like this, where just, like, shit is everywhere. It's like, you know, there's books laying on top of books horizontally, and, you know, yeah. So, anyway. But, like, putting them in their little places, giving them their own little space. I like doing that part. So, okay. Shall we get into it? The last sprint of the stream? Shall we do this? I'm going to finish up this email, and what I think I'm going to do while I'm in DragonCon mindset, I'm actually going to make a list of the stuff. I'm just going to brain dump the list of the stuff I have to do onto my Remarkable, and that way I'll have it. So, I think this is all I'm going to do today, I think, unless I run across something that I need to do today. And I'm going to shift over to Multiverse after I do that. Sophia says, I'm going to see how much trash I can gather in one sprint. The trash sprint. So here's something funny. One of the Ukrainian guys, he's older, probably about my age, probably about my age. He looks older, but, you know, he's literally still living in Ukraine. As a matter of fact, a couple of them, some days you could actually hear explosions in the background. Like, it was crazy. But anyway, this guy, his name is Alex, and he is super good at grammar. And he's like, all of us teachers were terrified of him because it's like, because he would correct you if you were wrong or if you were unclear, he would clarify. Not in an asshole kind of way, but in a, hey, is this right kind of way? And he was always right. But he has a distinction between rubbish and trash and garbage. I don't remember what they are. One of them is organic matter, one of them is non-organic matter, and I don't remember what the third one is. But anyway, apparently there's definitions. I'm like, it all goes into the garbage can. So, anyway, trash, rubbish, whatever. Okay, I just thought y'all would find that funny. Okay, here we go, 20 minutes.
with 5 viewers. Welcome, Raiders.
Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Tiger. Hi, Angel. Very good to see you both. Thank you so much for the raid. Tiger, this is my, you may have noticed, or maybe not, this is my first day back since the very beginning of July. So yeah, so it's been going really well. This is the most productive I've been all week. I haven't done any writing as usual. I've been doing everything else. But yeah, so how was your stream? How'd it go? Let me know. This is actually the last sprint, and I'm probably not going to raid because, again, it's my first day back and I'm just so many things. So yeah, but I missed you. As soon as I heard the sound, I was like, I'll bet that's Tiger. So yay! Thank you so much for the raid. I was gone the month of July because I was doing a very intensive course. So there was no, I was in session from like 8:30 in the morning until like 3 in the afternoon, and so there was no time for anything. So I took the entire month of July off except for that very, very first couple days. Tiger says the stream was good. 2 chapters today. Huzzah! Huzzah! Good job. Excellent. You know what? I haven't done cheers in a while. Let's see. There you go. There's your cheer. Well, I know you usually skedaddle off to dinner, so thank you so much for the raid. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer again and get us back into the sprint. Angel, feel free to relax and hang out. You are always welcome here. And Tiger, I hope you have a good rest of your night. So thank you so much, as always. That's the end of the sprint. End of the stream. Huzzah. Huzzah. All right, Angel got her daughter down for the night. Yay. I'm so glad. She's got to be like growing like a weed at this point. She's got to be getting big. Phoenix returned. Hello. Phoenix is back. Welcome just in time for the end. Good job. Glad to see you. I am also back. This is my first day back after taking 4 weeks off. So huzzah, we're back together. Sophia says the answer was 95% of the trash. Mostly I didn't deal with the rest because my trash bag got full. Well, what are you going to do? You can't. But I will deal with the rest tomorrow. I'm working late tomorrow, so I will miss stream. Are you doing Zoom on Friday? Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan, my friend. So I will see you then, hopefully. I will see you then. Okay, how did everybody do that round? I sent that email, and then I kind of reorganized a couple things that were not where they were supposed to be. So I did that, and then I worked a little bit on that little project that I mentioned, that I've been working on off and on. So yeah, so I did that. I think I did something else in between there, but I don't remember because, why would I? So feel free to continue to check in. I'm going to go over events of the coming week as I know them. Let's see. Angel says she's running around the house like a penguin. They're so cute at that stage where they've learned how to walk mostly. And they're just like waddle, 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 waddle. I'm just picturing it. She is 19 months. Oh, can you believe it? She's almost 2 years old. Wow. Alicia says, I got some books moved to the library. Excuse me. I moved files for my next video to the computer. Excellent. Thank you for sprints. You're welcome, Alicia. Thank you for being here. Always a joy. Anita got some marketing and uploading done. Good job. Very focused. I like it. All right, let me go over the events of the coming week as I know them. All right, so tomorrow we will be doing this again, noon to 3 Eastern time, as usual. Then tomorrow night at 7 p.m., Amelia hosts her writing sprints. She goes from 7 until 9. Friday, as mentioned, I will be hosting our Zoom co-working from 1 until 2:30. So feel free to join us for that. Then on Saturday and Sunday both, 10 a.m. to noon, Dalen will be hosting the Discord sprints on Saturday, and on Sunday, same time frame, 10 until 12. If you just go into the voice channel inside the sprinting section of the channel list, he will be there waiting to lead you through the sprints. So that is 10 to 12 on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday evening, we have our usual Zoom chat from 7 until about 8:30. So feel free to join us. The event is up in the Facebook group. So if you haven't voted yet, go vote so that we know what the hell we're talking about. And I still have to upload, I think, 2 videos, either 2 or 3, at least 2. From July, because I know one of them we did social time because I forgot to put up the event, and then I don't remember. I think the other one might have been some sort of working on people's stuff, so I don't think we recorded that. So it might only be 2, but I will work on those. I'll have them up by next week, I think, at the latest. So Monday, sprints and meditation. I don't know, probably not. Joe was doing it from 2 till 4, but his life's pretty much been, up in the air lately. So, and then, let me see, do I have a guest for this week? We are in, no, I don't have a guest. So, usually we have conversation and a cocktail Monday night, but I don't think I have a guest because I have been bad about getting guests. So, maybe or maybe not, probably not. But that's fine. All right, but we do have one in September. So, Tuesday, I have my physical on Tuesday, y'all. Ugh. But at 7 p.m., Amelia will be hosting her writing sprints from 7 until 9, which brings us right back around to next Wednesday, where we'll be doing this all again. Let's see. Angel says on Sunday I rolled the wheel of names with my 15 projects and it picked for a project to work on. You know, those spinner wheels, I have to really thank Alicia for those spinner wheels. And honestly, Alicia, you might find this fun, but I gave that spinner wheel link to one of my fellow trainee teachers, and she used it in one of her classes. She used our spinner wheel. That made me happy. So yes, Angel, the spinner wheel is the best thing ever because you don't have to worry about deciding because that is completely taken out of your hands. So I hope your project goes well. Huzzah. Jean just stopped in to say hello. Hello and goodbye, Jean. Hello and goodbye. So, but thank you for stopping in. Very much appreciate it. And Angel is back from the Twitch ad. Angel has too many projects. I feel you deeply, deeply in my heart with that. For sure. For sure. All right. Like I said, we're not rating today because I just don't have the spoons for it. But, you know, I think once I start getting caught up on shit, I'll have more spoons. Alicia says, "Gah, that is fun. Spinner wheel for the win." Yes, it was very cool. I was super excited to see that she used it. So Angel says, "No worries. See you tomorrow." Yes, you will see me tomorrow. All right, y'all. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Get some stuff done or rest, whatever you need to do. I'm going to give you one last reminder to take your meds if you haven't taken your meds because I still have 3 pills to take, so I'm going to take those. All right. Bye, y'all. Bye. Wait, where's my end? It's been a long time since I've done the stream, so I have to find all my little buttons. All right.